The Jets are like the mafia. It's like being a Jet fan is like in a mafia. As soon as you thought you're out, it pulls you back in. And here we are.
Has familiarity with the system there.
What was that? What was that word again?
I'm having beers getting to me, you know. This is like,
First Miller Lite, bro.
Jets.
Yeah, everybody beat the
that
fucking
was
Jets
their
that year.
first win. That was their first win in like forever.
Yeah, they gave out free beer to the entire city because fucking Baker Mayfield beat the Jets.
Yeah.
Go ahead and break the ice. Fuck that, bro. You don't want to show up? Fuck it.
My God, you should have seen my story, bro. I
watched it.
I was going nuts. I wanted Thibodeau or sauce, and when he said he didn't even say Ahmad Gardner. He said Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
I went nuts.
And a text from Dennis like getting kicked out of the game.
Sounds about right.
I'm with security or something. This is ridiculous. They're throwing me out for farting on face.
What?
And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, the guy behind me says I keep farting on him. And they were like kicking him out, but it was Vandoni that was ripping ass.
Nick was farting, and I got kicked out of the game for it. They brought me to Jets jail.
Got kicked out. They brought him to the jail.
You went to the Jets jail, bro?
All right, we're back. Fuck, man. Episode 13, Jets Group Chat Pod. 4 guys on tonight. Feels like it's a fucking miracle. I've got Bandoni back, locked and loaded. I think he's got a lot to say.
here,
I think,
baby. Season's here.
I think we've all got a lot to say. We've got Dennis. We've got Spiga, fresh off the fucking jet plane back in Florida.
Yes, sir.
Man, what a shitty Sunday. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. It's the same fucking team. It's the same team.
Same old Jets.
It's the same old bullshit.
It was the same night at the stadium as well.
Yeah. Fucking Dennis.
Yeah, not Dennis at the stadium. You might not even be out. You're not allowed to talk for the first 5 minutes of the podcast. You gotta just be quiet.
I just might fucking mute you.
Tape my mouth shut.
I'm more mad at PJ. PJ flew from fucking California and didn't come to the game.
Facts.
Was in Orlando before that.
Yeah.
Where's he flying to this week? Where's he going this week, PJ?
No, he went back to like San Fran over there.
Yeah.
Damn, he hates everybody.
Yeah, but
It's
whatever.
National PJ.
Yeah. Fuck you guys for not coming. Fuck the Jets for playing the way that they played. Of course, it feels like the storyline this week is Saleh getting like salty, and you kind of seeing a side from him that you haven't seen since he got this gig, where he's been very, I don't know, I guess like structured in the way he like made comments and very positive. And now it seems like the first time he's kind of going on the defensive and saying he's going to save receipts and come back when these aren't the same old Jets. Well, I don't know, man. It's time to fucking put up or shut up. Because if you're not the same old Jets, you need to show me something. Because what I saw on Sunday looked no different than the bullshit that Adam Gase was trotting out there every week. Truthfully, I mean,
Gase won 7 games,
but the defense looked really good.
They did some nice things for sure.
They had a couple 2 really bad mistakes, but I think the defense really looked good.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think what's so disappointing, though, I think you guys would all agree, though, is the Jets lost by 3 scores and they shut Lamar down for the most part. He didn't kill the Jets. They didn't run the ball at all. Baltimore didn't run, and Mark Andrews didn't do a damn thing. Usually the tight ends kill the Jets. I thought Andrews was going to go for a hundo easy. He didn't do that. So the Jets contained Lamar. They contained Mark Andrews, which would be the 2 things you'd want to do to have a chance to win that game. And they still lost by 3 scores by doing that. I don't know, man. Like, I don't think it gets any better than that, you know? Like, each week, if you shut down the quarterback and their number 1 weapon and you lose by 3 scores, I don't know, man. I felt really good. I felt really good about this team going in, but I don't know. After that, I guess you take like the Flacco thing out of the equation, and we'll get into that a little bit. But just I don't know, man. It's a really deflating way to lose week 1.
It was a shitty way to open the season. It really was, and it was just like I don't know. It's like one of the age-old questions. Like, would you rather get blown out or lose? I think on the last play. I don't know. I think equally they both suck. But like, My issue is it's not like they got beat, like you said. It's not like Lamar Jackson, who's an all-world, quarterback, ran for 400 yards and passed for 10 touchdowns. It's not like Mark Andrews is top 3 tight end in the league, beat up on Marcus Joyner, whoever it is. Like, they did everything on defense, and defense was the liability. Their offense was so non-existent. Michael Carter dropped a catch in the end zone. Brees Hall fumbled within the 10. They didn't go for it on 4th and 1 after Garrett Wilson's 15-yard
man's punt.
weird juke and Luke. It's just like the sloppiness is what pissed me off. You know what I mean? It's like, again, it was a sloppy game. It was like it was in the pouring rain, whatever. But it was just like it was sloppy. Flacco missed Garrett Wilson. He only played 6 snaps. He had a touchdown on 3 of them, and he missed them. He missed them on a post pattern. He was wide open for nothing. Then they were within the 10-yard line. He had him on a slant across, nothing. Didn't even see him. He was in quicksand. It was just annoying. It was just a very, very sloppy game on offense. Drop balls. If I see Corey Davis drop another fucking ball, I swear to God, I'm going to flip out. But it's just like, it was just annoying to see. And it's just like, after the first series, you're like, better start drinking. Same old fucking Jets.
I mean, I started drinking at 8.
We all did, but like, at least you got some optimism.
Good by then.
Start drinking at 8 to numb the pain that you're inevitably going to face.
Dude,
I
I was
good.
so pumped up. I was so pumped up at the tailgate. I was holding it in. By the time I got in my seat, I was deflated. I didn't get in the seat maybe until like the first minute or two of the game. And, by the time I was there, I don't know, did we get the ball first or no?
I think we got the ball first.
So I think they had punted already,
I don't remember at this point, but
so, and at what was it, at halftime 10-3?
Yeah,
it's not like they were getting blown
was
out.
close.
But I had no confidence that they were going to win that game.
And they just scored at the end of the second quarter. That's when they scored.
Right. 10-3 at half, and you have no confidence that they're going to win the game.
But it feels that way, and I think it goes back to coaching. You knew Baltimore wasn't going to come out in the second half and play like that, because good teams go in at the half and make adjustments and react to what they saw in the first half. But I think I said it on the last episode, or at least when Spieg and I were kind of talking about this game going in last week. I think the one thing I said I was looking for is LaFleur to come out with like this nifty game plan, regardless of who was going to be under center. You're going to have Joe Flacco drop back 59 times in game 1.
Pass attempts. Holy shit.
The statue of Joe Flacco.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. It was really Joe Flacco. It might have been a statue.
That's LaFleur's game plan, to drop the statue of Joe Flacco back 59 times.
Give Shreveler a chance. Bring him off the practice squad.
And you would think, like, in a game where it's wet, it's gross.
Yeah.
It's like there's going to be slipping and
Pound
sliding,
the rock.
Run the ball. Like, why wish, if you said to me there was somebody who had 60 attempts, and if I was like, oh, Carter and Hall together, I'd be like, okay, I don't care. It's the right thing to do. Fucking 35-year-old Joe Flacco, who has no mobility. They're trying to run a zone mobile fucking scheme. He looked like shit.
Yeah, he looked bad. And I know the line wasn't great. And I know, like you said, there was more than a few drops in big spots that could have led to some points. But I mean, I don't think it's a good game plan to have anybody drop back almost 60 times in the opening week of the season.
I want Zach Wilson throwing 60 times.
I don't want Russell Wilson throwing 60 times, if I'm being honest with myself. And this team is going to go as far as like the running game is going to take them. Like, even when Zach Wilson's there, they're going to have to run the ball to win. Zach Wilson's not going to lead them down the field on regularity. It's going to be based off the run game. And you spent a premium draft pick on Brees Hall. Michael Carter seems like he's electric.
He's good.
Every time he touches the ball, something good happens. And that was working when they did run the ball. It seemed like they were running the ball with pretty good efficiency. And they just went away from it. And it's pretty like, and then when Flacco passes, like, they have him under center all the time. Like, that dude's got to come out of the shotgun more often. Like, that guy can't drop back. Especially with the line that he has right now. It's just,
they have 2.5 seconds to throw, and he takes 2 seconds to get to his drop.
Yeah.
You gotta have the shotgun.
Bad watching that. It was so bad.
And like what Dennis just said, I'd rather, honestly, like, at that point, pull up I'd rather watch Streveler run around.
Me too.
And maybe try to make something happen and throw picks, than fucking watch Joe Flacco stand there and do nothing. And throw
Streveler
picks.
beat guys that aren't in the NFL anymore. Streveler, I would rather Mike White do something.
I'd rather anybody. I'd rather
Oh, yeah.
me fucking go out there and see what I could do.
But guys, this conversation right now, this is an awesome conversation, by the way, but doesn't this embody the Jet fan? It's week 2. And
We like, fuck everything.
we're arguing whether we should have the practice squad quarterback or the third string quarterback start.
I don't
That's
know.
what we're talking about right now. Like, not like, oh, can we win
I
this?
think it's been our whole lives.
It
That's
is.
what I'm
We've
saying.
been
That's
conditioned
be-
to this. It was
Should
a
it be Glenn
10,000
Foley or Rick Meyer?
yeah.
Ray Lucas, baby. But it's just like, I don't know. It was just like something doesn't make sense right now with the Jets right now. Like they went from like Robert Saleh was like in command, had everything, went through a full year and change, nothing shook him. He was like a beacon of positivity. And then the last 2 weeks, he looks like Stuttering Stanley. He's all like, I have receipts and fuck you guys, and media. And it's like, wait, who are you? And then you got like, oh, Zach Wilson might play week 1. Now we're going to keep him out to week 4, but he's practicing week 2 with no brace or no sleeve on. It's like, who's lying and who fucked up somewhere? Like nothing makes sense right now. Like it could be nothing. It could be like a smoke screen. He fucking comes out and plays week 2 or week 3, but it's just like, say that. Or like, don't say anything. He
Right.
backed himself into a weird corner and just like the last 2 weeks, Dwayne Brown, all of a sudden just like a scratch. It's like, you just signed this dude.
What's the
Now,
latest with
What the
him?
fuck? What's happening? I
Now-
shoulder.
now-
He's on
now-
the IR.
Now Saleh's like, I don't know if we're gonna see him this year.
No, he didn't.
Like,
say. I
yeah,
didn't say that.
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Either your medical
So-
team is dog shit,
They
or
they
somebody's
said
lying
they
somewhere.
said he said they're hopeful they see him this year. Hopeful.
Oh, great.
So like that's not a vote of confidence that like, oh, the dude's gonna be back in 4 weeks. Like I don't feel great about that. But you're right, speaking like he talks too fucking much. He's- When he talks, he says too much. Like just don't say anything. I'd rather you not say anything. But when you're saying shit and then the story's different 2 days later,
That's what
You-
I'm saying. Like
you look
nothing-
like
it
an
wasn't
idiot.
like this. It wasn't like this early on. Like he said a lot, he talked a lot, but he said like the right things. Like we're gonna come out, Beckman's gonna move to the right. We're not playing games. We're not doing this. Like, but now it's just like literally the medical staff at One Jets Drive has to be trash because now like Brandon Mann's hurt. Fucking Dwayne Brown is hurt doing this, and everyone's got
DJ Reed?
knees and
DJ
ankle
Reed
problems.
did
No, Whitehead. He's
Jordan
week 2
Whitehead.
now.
Yeah, Whitehead.
Jordan Whitehead.
They pulled up Willie Parks from the practice squad, which I'm happy to let him see. Let's see what he could do. But like, you went from like super optimistic to like you said, now we're fucking tumbling down the hill. We don't even know where the bottom is. I don't know.
it's-
It's fucking weird.
It truthfully feels like I don't know. Year 1's like the honeymoon. Like there's no expectations. Saleh could have went 0 for last year, and nobody's gonna call for his job.
No one's to say shit.
But all offseason, people like the magic number feels like it's 7. That's what everybody Jets need to win 7 games for this to be going in the right direction. They need to win 6 or 7 games for us to feel good about where things are. Blah blah blah. I don't know, man. Like that number, that number didn't feel that lofty like before the season started, but after game 1, seeing as unprepared as that team.
Now you're thinking like, who the fuck you taking with the first overall pick again? But to play devil's advocate, in all honesty, it was week 1. There's a lot of emotions. You're not playing with a starting quarterback. It was raining. It was shitty in the elements. And
So run the ball.
they played bad. I know they played bad, and the scheme was bad. Don't get me wrong. They were, but like, I'm
Who
trying
does
to
that
find
fall
some,
on, though?
positivity.
Scheme is bad. It's fucking week 1. You've had 6 months to prepare
I
for the
know.
game.
That's what makes me think.
I knew it was
really
gonna
think
rain all
they thought
fucking
Zach
week.
Wilson was no. But
I
that's
had
what
my
made me
ponchos
think
ready.
that
I had a
I
fucking
know
tent
Nick
at my
was gonna
tailgate
rain all
ready.
week, too.
maybe Zach Wilson really was supposed to play week 1, and then it threw everyone for a fucking loop. Like something had to happen because nothing seems in sync anymore. Everything was good on par.
Uh-oh. There's our daily loss of speaker.
We lose him.
Great. We are geared up for.
He's good.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you,
Yeah,
you
it's
froze
just
for like
like-
2 seconds. You're good though.
I'm too hot for my internet right now. But like, they're like the worst in the world, or like they really weren't ready for what happened. I think Wilson probably was supposed to play week 1, and then showed inflammation in his knee. They're like, oh fuck it, week 4. And then now he comes back, he's like, no, I'm good, man. I'm fine. I'm ready to play. Because now you got the media coming at him for like, Wilson wants to play, the Jets won't play him. They're holding him to week 4, but he's practicing. It's just like, I think I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe because it was a shit game. You probably weren't going to win that game anyway, people thought. Week 2 against fucking Brissett and the Browns, who looked like shit against Baker Mayfield. You got to show me something. You have to do something. It's a long season. It's week 1, but now the pressure starts to build because you don't have like, oh, we won a game we shouldn't have early on. Like now it's, you got to start doing it, and you got to start doing some miracles now.
Well, it feels like that's maybe why Saleh's changed course, is that he's starting to feel the pressure a little bit, and he's excuse me, starting to crack under pressure a little bit. And now he's, like I said, year 1 was the honeymoon. Now there's actual semi expectations on him, and things are not off to a good start in year 2. And with those expectations are going to come more scrutiny when things don't go well. So he's going to face, it's only going to get worse. This is only week 1. If the thing, if this thing doesn't turn around week 2,
They
week
get blown
3,
out
week
in
4,
Cleveland, dude.
yeah,
It's gonna be bad news.
It'll be rough.
and it magnifies it even more that the Giants just beat like the number 1 seed from last year in the AFC. Seattle just beat a Super Bowl contender. Houston just tied with Indianapolis.
No.
Like these terrible teams just put out competitive
Came
efforts
out
in week 1.
playing.
And that's what we expected the Jets to do. We expect, like, there's no reason that the Jets couldn't have just done what Seattle did or what the Giants did or what Houston did this past
Well,
week. That's
That's what gives me the optimism to like give them benefit of the doubt, is what we talked about in how many pods, where it's like you've had 6
Okay.
months to prepare for Lamar Jackson, and technically they did.
they contained him though.
And they did.
Dude,
So
it was
that's
the lowest rushing total the Ravens have ever had in a
Ever.
Lamar Jackson,
Jackson
game,
game.
ever.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, is like they did something right. It wasn't a complete catastrophe.
And I can't
think,
see the offensive line playing as bad as they have.
and I think the weather, everybody's slipping, dropping balls. Like again, like Brees Hall is not going to fumble with the Michael Carter drop and with another interception in the red zone. It's like there's so many things that have happened where it's like, all right, it was a weird anomaly. I think they do the right thing and defense keeps going and hopefully they come back. But like
I get
puts
it.
more pressure on every week from here on.
I get it, but like I feel like we do this every year. Oh, that guy, the scheme was good, the weather was bad, this guy was like, fuck it, man. Like
Their offense team sucked.
I'm just tired
Their
of
offensive scheme
excuses.
Sucked.
All these other teams have injuries and are playing in bad weather. Like there was rain up and down the coast. Other teams played in the
Look
fucking
at
rain.
fucking
and
Chicago. You see
The
Chicago,
Bears beat the 49ers
yeah,
and the Bears were played in a monsoon.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is playing
That-
with like
that was
one
the
wide
big right
receiver and one.
Beat
Like
the
that.
fucking NFC contenders.
Yeah. Again, I'm not fucking heading to park my car on the side of the bridge or anything yet, but I just think it's a little bit disappointing to come out. And I'm not even disappointed about more so like the on the field things. It's like the stuff off the field that was in their control, the scheme, the game plan, the personnel packages. Like you said, Garrett Wilson showed some good flash, and the guy's on the field 6 snaps. Like
Him playing six
Him on the
snaps is
field.
criminal.
I'm immediately
Criminal.
getting his jersey. After that game, that's the jersey I'm gonna get.
Garrett
I'm trying
Wilson.
to figure it out. It's gonna be Garrett Wilson.
You going to see my boy at the flea market?
I was there the other day with PJ.
Did he get anything?
He didn't have Garrett Wilson's, but he had Sauce. I almost got that, but I didn't.
What'd PJ get?
He got a Zach Wilson, and a Sauce.
He got a Zach Wilson jersey to not wear at a game he didn't go
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, it's awesome that he bought them to not wear them at a game.
Yeah,
Speaking of Garrett Wilson, Dan, I didn't tell you. I was telling the guys before, but I was in the like the Win Bet like President's Club or whatever.
Mhm.
I met Brett. I know you're not a Met fan, so you might not care, but I met Brett Beatty and he was rocking his Garrett Wilson jersey up there.
Oh yeah. They're friends, right?
They're like best friends. Yeah, they grew up together.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
they went to like high school and like middle school together. Yeah, he was,
Oh, yeah,
he was
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, there's that like
Big dude.
selfie of them in
Girlfriend's
like
hot,
Pop
too.
Warner football.
Yeah. But yeah, let's I don't know. I just want to put that game to bed, I guess. Like I don't want to dwell on that game too much. I've dwelled on it for 3 days now. I couldn't even do an instant reaction pod these last 2 days because I was just so aggravated.
There is one silver lining though.
What's that?
I was able to gamble because I was in New Jersey, and because I've seen this before, all game I was hammering Ravens live bets the whole time.
It's probably smart. That's probably smart.
Hammering
betting
the
on
under
your
and
end.
hammering the Ravens, and I won all of them.
There you go.
Paid for your trip up to Jersey.
Hey man, I like money more than I like the Jets. I'll tell you that.
Just briefly, we'll spend a few minutes looking ahead. Like I said, I wanted to keep this pretty brief just to kind of get what we had on our chests off for heading into week 2. But Cleveland coming up, I don't know. I feel like a lot of memories pop up. Jets, Ravens, mainly your fucking Baker Mayfield game from a couple of years ago when the whole city got free beer from that pricko. I remember that.
He looked good though.
But I remember, do you remember that game? I think it was in 2010. I think the Jets like 3 or 4 weeks in a row, like they fucking walked it off, like last play of the game or overtime. Like every week, like Santonio Holmes was taking like a screen,
Slant and
like a
overtime.
bubble screen 60 yards. And I remember in Cleveland, like I was so pissed because Cleveland sucked at that time and the Jets were good. And they were like, I think that game went to overtime. And I'm like, why are we in overtime with the Browns right now? Like we're gonna lose this game. And then that's when Holmes cut it up the middle and took that shit like 60 yards to the house. So a couple memorable games come to mind when I think of the Browns, but obviously another winnable game if the scheme is designed correctly and they're going to go out there and actually try to run what resembles an offense. How do you guys feel going into this game? Like, are you like deterred by the way they played in week 2 to where you're like, yeah, I don't have any fucking expectations? Or do you think that they could actually go in there and kind of get off the schneid and win this game?
Both.
I definitely think they can come in there and win. They should. And again, like it's maybe take your mulligan on week 1, but whatever. But like even the line is weird. The Jets are only getting 6 points on the road after an awful loss. It's like the game's weird, but I don't know. You got to show something.
Probably because Cleveland's not very good either. Like it's not like Cleveland should be.
They got a real good.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, do you know what?
They have a good team around them.
Miles Garrett is gonna fucking
corners. They
kill
got
the Jets.
He's gonna be defensive player of the year just based off of this game. He's gonna have 7 sacks.
Oh, that'd be nuts.
Miles Garrett lined up against either Max Mitchell or the shell of George Fant that was out there last week. That guy looked like trash.
You better run the ball.
I read Mitchell got a pretty good grade last week though.
I heard it was. That's like I don't understand a lot of these sites that do like offensive line
grading, whatever it is. Yeah.
Like
I don't know
because
what it means.
yeah, neither do I really. But like I read good write-ups. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh, we thought Mitchell held his own well," but like he graded like a 47, which is like a 47 on a fucking test at school. Like it's not
that great.
It's an F. like if you get a 47 on the test, you're going for extra fucking help. Staying in Miss Brahini's class for fucking.
Dennis, that was summer school when you go.
I don't give anybody no lower than a 60.
Damn.
Fucking kids in Dennis's class get every question wrong. They get a 60.
Mm-hmm.
But
the next day.
But yeah, I don't know. How are you feeling about this game, Nick, going in on Sunday?
I really have like no expectation. I'm not excited for it. I'm not really expecting anything. I'm not expecting a win. I would like to see them run the ball and get these kids, Breece Hall, get them. I spent premium fantasy football draft stock on him.
Yeah, you and me both.
I need to get him, going. I said he was Adrian Peterson drunk at every draft. Doesn't look like Adrian Peterson yet to me. But
you remember,
hoping for the best.
Yeah, man. What do they say? Expect nothing and you'll never be disappointed, right? So you just go in. If they win, they win. If not, you're like, fuck it. It's the Jets. We weren't supposed to win anyway, right?
Another Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's just, I feel like it's gonna feel like that way every week until Zach Wilson comes back, because at this point, like you already feel like the team's compromised. They're playing injured, but I think even good or bad, if they're bad, you'd rather see the kid play and know at least what you have moving forward. But for them to be bad with a 35-year-old quarterback is another story. Like it's not exciting to watch. It's not the sexy thing, you know, like you already know what Joe Flacco is. Like, I don't know, Joe Flacco probably could have been out of the league 2 years ago and nobody would have remembered the guy. Like, so the fact that he's still around and he's fucking getting 60
Our
dropbacks.
starting quarterback. Our starting
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah, like he needs to be the backup to come in and play for a half a quarter or 2 series when somebody goes down, fine. But for him to play 4 weeks, the first 4 weeks of the season is not where you want to be. But I just think him being under center changes the entire tone. I think I definitely would be more excited about this game if I knew Zach Wilson was going to be in there and it's his season debut and then year 2. So.
And like
Yeah.
you said, if we get down, there's no like chance to come back. Because if you're down 2 scores, you feel like you have no chance. That's the
Yeah.
most.
Close your eyes and wait for it to be
part.
over.
Yeah, but like this is
put on the
this-
red zone.
Yeah,
Right.
put on red zone or something. Like let me look at the other TV.
Yeah, but this is like a team that just went down to the wire with Carolina, and I mean Carolina picked right around where we did in the draft. They're a bad team. I mean, and they were competitive with them last week. So like if Carolina can take these guys right to the wire, and we can't, like what does that say about us? Regardless of who's the quarterback, like if the line gives Flacco time, he should be able to hit guys, and it's just I don't know, man. It just felt I think the most disappointing thing for me was not even the bullshit that happened in week 1, the drops, the scheme or whatever. It's that they weren't prepared for that game. It just felt like they weren't prepared. They didn't have a good plan in place to go out there and beat Baltimore. Offensively, correct. I mean, defense did what they could, and you knew that wasn't going to last forever. I mean, I think if you would have told me they'd hold Baltimore to 24 points the entire game going in, I would have taken that. Like,
Yeah.
you should probably score more than 24 points if you're going to win an NFL game on most weeks against a playoff caliber team. Like you're gonna have to score more than 24 points, and the Jets scored fucking 9, like six of which came in like the last garbage.
Dude, the
Go-
Zerline missed
Well,
field goal in the
Cowboys.
first half was deflating. You know,
Yeah.
And then an extra point at
And
the
an
end.
extra
like,
point. Yeah.
and that, I mean that was in the second half though.
Are
They
we
were
gonna
already
pick
fucking
up
bad.
We're about to
Blankenship?
get
It could have
Rodrigo
been
Blankenship,
10-6 at
baby.
halftime, you know. And
Are we talking
it wasn't
about
a bomb. I don't think. I was
No.
drunk, right?
Yeah. But and that's another thing. Like all off season, who's going to be the kicker? Who's going to be the kicker?
First opportunity, miss.
First up, like it's always week 1. Like whatever kicker we get, they have an awful fucking week 1, and by the end of the first game, you're already ready to replace the kicker. And
Blankenship went unclaimed.
nobody claimed him.
Unclaimed?
Yeah,
I thought
nobody
I
claimed
read
him.
a thing the Jets were going to put a claim in for him.
No,
They're gonna
nobody
ride with-
claimed him. He's a free agent now.
He's a free agent now.
He could sign anywhere.
Damn.
Cracked the leg though.
So apparently, man was awful on Sunday. Did you see that shank? He was on Man. You know,
12 yards?
yeah, you know the shit they do on ESPN. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like that.
That was one
I
of their
can see
fucking
it.
picks. Was Braden Mann? It was
Bro, and
Adam
then they-
Schefter's pick.
And
That
then they
makes
just
sense.
signed another kicker, and he sucks too. Another punter, he sucks just as bad.
Yeah.
Like at this point, I feel
Yeah,
like
they
we're always
signed him to
taking
practice squad.
other people's casts off. Like at this point, like either go in and like truly try to go out and sign somebody, or like spend a 6th and 7th round pick and fucking take a kicker.
Mike,
Take
you
whoever the
just-
best kicker is.
That kid York from what is he on Cleveland? I think he had like
Yeah,
a bomb for the game winner rookie drafted
Is that the-
in whatever round.
Is that
From
the
I
kid
think
from
the
Texas
LSU
or whatever?
kicker.
LSU. But like
Yeah,
as
I
I'm
could be
saying,
wrong.
just do it. You know that's been a problem for so long. Just fucking take who is like, just take a pick and just do it. Just sign.
You know who
somebody.
just got picked up today too? Remember that Amendola kid that was,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was our kicker for
he's kicking for Kansas City.
Kansas City now? Yeah, watch him be a fucking
Watch him be
stud.
lights out because that's what happens.
They're gonna
That's
end
what
up.
happens.
He's gonna replace Harrison Bucker. You're never
You're
gonna
gonna
see
go
Harrison
over.
Bucker.
That's- yeah,
Bucker's like,
We'll pick
Bu-
up Harrison Bucker and he'll
Yeah.
fucking suck.
and then he's gonna be terrible because he got injured. He's gonna have like a debilitating injury that's gonna make him suck for the rest of his career. That'd be very Jets.
That's it. He'll be
I'm
on
convinced we could
Jets.
sign Justin Tucker and he would suck.
Yeah, it's just painful. I wonder what Mike Westhoff thought of watching the special teams play on on
wow.
Sunday. That guy
Shit.
probably threw up.
He's through his phone probably.
Yeah, no doubt.
Phone
But
bill.
all right, boys, we're gonna get ready to wrap here in a second. Just but I don't know. I know you guys aren't really feeling it, but any kind of predictions for Sunday?
Predictions. Scores. Let me think of this. Let me think of a score.
21-17 Jets.
Okay, speaking on the optimistic train.
I feel it.
19-13 Browns.
Fuck you, Nick. Saleh saving that receipt, boy.
I'm trying to stay on Sal's good side.
24-16 Jets.
Wow, we got two guys. Yeah, Jets aren't winning this game.
Are you out of your fucking minds?
The Jets aren't going to win this game. I don't know.
Keeping those receipts.
I'm feeling like a 24-13 Cleveland win. I just
You think they're gonna kick fucking 2 field goals? You better make that 10.
It's a good point. Yeah, they might not make 2 field goals. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I remember when we did the schedule, like when the schedule dropped, and we are like, "Oh, we can win that game. We can win that." Here we are. I thought they could win this game with Deshaun Watson playing. Now I don't think they can win with Jacoby Brissett playing.
In all fairness, we thought Zach Wilson was going to be here, but either way, it's week 1. You can't go too far off the reservation on either side. Where the great, like the Giants aren't world beaters to win the Super Bowl, just like the Jets aren't going to fucking go unwon upon. You know what I mean? It's like
First quarter
sucks.
big ass play there's gonna be.
On for who? Nick
know.
Chubb. Hopefully, I got him in fantasy.
No, for the Jets. It's gonna be like a 70-something yard touchdown.
Yo, Sauce looked good too, though. By the way,
Sauce killed it. Yeah, Sauce did really well.
Thompson had a sack. Sauce looked good. Wilson looked quick.
Yeah,
Hall fumbled.
Yeah, the rookies for the most part, other than the Hall fumble, looked good. Clemens was moving.
yeah.
Like you said,
Played a
Johnson.
lot. Yeah.
Johnson
Wasn't
was
there did we
John-
force a fumble and Clemens couldn't fall on it,
maybe.
or did I dream that?
I was probably drunk,
Somebody
so I
did
don't know.
fall on it.
But yeah,
Did you see one thing today before you go on the Mike Francesa podcast? That there's rumblings of Woody Johnson selling the team.
I heard that. I did just
Yeah.
read that a
Ooh.
little. No, just
Fucking
like
James Dolan.
Mike. Yeah, Francesa had Mike Tannenbaum on his podcast, and Francesa asked Tannenbaum, like, how invested do you think Woody Johnson is? And Tannenbaum's like, I don't know. I don't really know. He's like, I know when I was there, like they were very involved and they cared a lot about winning. And then they always seemed like they were like stand-up owners. And Francesa was like, well, I've heard rumblings from people who should know that they might be willing to sell the team in the next few years or some shit like that.
He ain't going
Uncle
nowhere.
Stevie, buy him, baby.
Yeah.
Uncle Stevie.
Yeah, either Steve Cohen or get me Gary V. I'd take Gary V to buy the Jets. One of those two
I can't
guys.
say he's a super fan.
Yeah, I'll take one of those two guys. But Dennis, Nick, appreciate you hopping on the Spiga and Kardos show. It's been nice. It's been nice to have 4 people instead of 2.
Are we about to cut PJ from the masthead?
How long has it been for him?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I'm
I-
so
a while
I
for
forgot
me.
on Thursday I was playing softball and I'm like, you were on with Westoff.
it's all good. It worked out better. Like I think too many people with Westhoff would have been hard to like pull off. I think it was better with 2 people probably. But yeah, he was good. People seem to like it. Frank the Tank listened to it yesterday. Hit me up, said he liked it.
He did. We're about to have
Was
Frank.
Westhoff the special teams coach when like Doug Bryan was missing field goals back in playoffs?
Yeah, he was there when Doug Bryan was there. Yeah.
Did you guys talk about that?
No, we didn't bring up the Doug Bryan.
We don't want to make it too negative, Nick.
Yeah. Well, that's what we are as Jets fans. So
Yeah, that's all we know how to be.
Well, not me and Den. We got wins coming this week.
Yeah, that's
Wins.
right. All right, fellas.
lips to
No.
God's ears.
Appreciate
All
you.
right, guys. Later.
Appreciate you fellas hopping on. That's gonna wrap it for episode 13 of the Jets Group Chat Pod. Hopefully the Jets could pull off miracles and get a dub here on Sunday against Cleveland, but we'll catch up with you next week. Hopefully the Jets will be back at 500. See you later.